Turbo, me and Ben went through the trenches together last weekend.
Oh my god.
Doing shooting?
Uh, for a tournament I was hosting.
Yeah,
Uh,
so it was like a
A LAN
Rainbow
tournament?
Six. Yeah, Rainbow
Oh,
Six.
that's sweet.
it
Well,
was not sweet.
it was like it was one of the worst experiences you could have on day 1, and then it made the passable day 2 feel like we fucking beat Cove or something. Um, like
There's a high.
yeah, the meme is that it's, like, basically every game required, including Rainbow Six, requires, like, or recommends 32 gig of RAM, and all the computers had 16, and we realized it as
Everyone's just
every
lagging out their ass.
yeah, no,
Just game
everybody just
crashing.
crashed constant. So it was a LAN, and so like 1 out of
Yeah.
the 10 people would be crashing, and then we're supposed to end at like 8, and it's like 10 o'clock, and we're trying to finish the last game, and people like get switched on different teams, and so they just go yellow, and it's a competitive game, and so one person on the other team just plays on the other team. Like they just like switch like a fucking Among Us type shit.
'Cause there was, like, a bug loading back into the game and it swapped up the teams, and they're like, "Fuck
Yeah.
it, we ball."
Yeah.
Wow. Did they try to win or did they try to int?
I
Well,
mean,
it was like it went back and forth, like, at first, they were both trying to win, and then the team that was, like, winning was like, "Wait, guys, we have to play the better team if we win this. We need to start sandbagging." But then the one guy on
It's
their
the
team was
South Park
like
meme.
yeah, the one guy on their team was like, "Hey, please don't." Uh, but,
so
and then we just pretty much canceled the game. It was like, "Who do y'all wanna win?" And then
Yeah.
they said
and then so we started combining all the RAM sticks. So we took like we consolidated the RAM sticks. So we made a bunch of computers with 32, um, and then just played the next day's
As
game
teams
from
were getting
those.
eliminated.
Well, no, we just like did it for the second day and just because it was like more bracket stage, it was staggered. But the point is, they were able to get through the games, and so. But we stayed up to, like, 1 just combining RAM sticks and shit. Uh, and then also filming shit,
day
but
2 went fine.
Did you
Oh,
see the
except for
drama with that tournament summit looking at the pause?
oh my god, Ghost was also on Discord.
Yeah, yeah, I saw the someone in the back was on Discord or whatever.
It was fucking Ghost! Like,
World
the
champion
fucking
Ghost? World
well,
champion
world runner
ABC?
up, I think.
Was it? I think he was
It
actually.
doesn't matter, he's one of the best players in the world, and he's cheating in a challenger. In Summit, one of the best players in the world, cheating in a challenger
Yeah,
against this guy's
wasn't he a
Toasty.
split MVP like 2 or 3 splits ago? Or at least in the
Like,
discussion
it was
for
like 3 years ago, but
oh, it's
yes.
been that long? Okay, he's falling
His
off hard
first
then.
split, he was MVP. The next split, they kicked him off the team because he was too toxic. Like,
Dude, the Dardoch situation. But yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy. I was so bored. I just had to pause and start watching bots, and it just happened to be that one, like the game I was in.
And
Uh,
Toast is, like, co-streaming it, and the caster for NACL goes, "Oh, Summit's bringing up the stream, and then Toast is, like,
I
going insane on stream, like yeah, crazy. Dumbass.
that whole thing was just, dude, pre-worlds drama. That just y'all struggles.
Did just one thing before we actually start the podcast. Do you see all the Bwippo stuff? So, g
They had
the
to push
ghost
the world video back to edit him out.
yeah, yeah,
Dude, okay, that's a little performative. I just have to say, like, I'll step back. Not put him in the music video, but we're just gonna let him compete. Like, okay.
it is 100% stupid, but at the same time, Bwippo might be the dumbest human being on the face of the
Dude,
planet.
every year or every couple of years, he has this like world's meltdown and just starts like schizo posting for real. Like,
So
I don't
Zach,
know, the
for
people around him giving him access to like, I don't know,
yeah,
man.
the internet.
And then
Zach,
he doubles down on it.
yeah, so for context, um, he, um, he was against Big Dog Stokela. I don't know if you remember him. He was an old player. But General
Oh.
Sniper, the young kid who I was telling you about, like the
Oh, I
Rhythm
know
1
General
shit.
Sniper, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he got kicked off the team for being bad. Um, and so 100 Thieves picked up Dokla, but they had like tried out other top laners. And so before the game, Bwippo was shit talking Dokla, being like, "Look, bro, your career is trash. Like, they tried out every top laner before they went with you, like, this is about to be a fucking stomp, like, you're garbage. And then so at the beginning of the game, like, they go over and, like, knuckle bump or whatever, and Doku's like, "Nah, man, like, you've been an asshole to me all week, I'm not gonna fist bump you." And then so Bwipo does, like, a big performative, like and, and then FlyQuest wins, it's, like, a pretty even series. Dokla makes a post after the game say or the post-game interview, Bwipo goes up there and is just like, "Yeah, that's what you get, motherfucker. Yeah, like, you fucking suck. Like, suck my fucking dick." Like, just, like, going off on him, just, like, telling him he's trash, telling him, like, he needs to be a professional, like, all this wild shit. And, so after the game, Dokla goes on Twitter and is like, "Hey, um, I'm really, really proud that like I went from not having a team to now being on a team and like we made finals. That was all really fun. And if anyone's wondering why I didn't shake Bwipo's hand, I just didn't really feel like we were like being like he was friendly or was kind of being a jerk. Like, and then Bwipo responds just telling him how trash he is and how much he should kill himself or whatever. So all that happens, and then Bwipo comes out with an apology video and is like, or an apology stream, and he's like, "Yeah, like I was taking it overboard. Like I have bipolar disorder. I've been diagnosed with like a manic episode or something. And so I'm just like pretty emotional. And yeah, I apologize." And then in that stream later, he says that women can't be professional players because their periods make them way too emotional, and he's like, "I know because I've lived with a woman," and, like, just, like, keeps going off and off and off, and everyone's just like, "Dude, stop." And he's like, "No, it's just, like, the truth, guys, like, y'all hate me because 'cause I'm telling the truth." And then Shox responds to the video and, it's yeah. And then he's like,
We
"Not
have
it's
to have
wrong."
context. We have to. I don't want it to be misquoted. He said, "Women's anatomy and their monthly cycles are extremely different from males, and there is no proper support system for women to go through what they're going through when it comes to competition, in my opinion."
Okay, he did say that before, and that was all true, like, that's all but
Yeah.
then
When a woman is on the wrong part of the month for playing competitively, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people, even men, get tailed out of their fucking minds when they play League. There's a time of month where you should not be playing competitive games as a woman, in my opinion. This is my experience. I lived with one for a while, and she played a lot of League ranked. It was really obvious when she was getting super irritated at every little thing. I'm not trying to be sexist or anything. That's just the way it was. It's like it's worse. It's worse when you actually like contextualize it because he starts off trying to be like pro them. Like it's just there's not enough support in the league for their like monthly cycles, and then it just goes off the rails.
Isn't he EU? Where's
Yeah, yeah.
Whippo?
I mean, he's in NA now,
He's
but
been
yeah,
in NA for several years now, but
from
yeah, he
EU.
was.
But his culture is EU.
Mm,
Damn, EU culture.
EU West invading NA.
Yeah, I
The
don't know what to
slow
say.
fall.
I For better and worse, this is EU culture.
Yeah.
This is
Uh,
banter, actually.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Him I I was gonna say that I was pretty on his side with, like, classic EU banter until he apologized and said he had a mental illness, and that's why I'm like, "Fuck, he may be in A." But
and then
it
in
makes
the
sense.
same stream where he's talking about the mental illness, he's like, "Yeah, women can't play, they're too
I know, but
emotional."
I'm just saying it makes sense now that you said he's an EU transplant to NA because he's got some fucking NA cancer, but he's also, like, rotten to the core like EU, so
Yeah, like think of the toxicity that comes out of the EU servers, just like by far and away 10 times more toxic than NA.
Well,
Like
and it's more the floor that you have to be
yeah. It's there's
the
a certain
normal
thickness you have to acquire just to wade into EU.
yeah, just to get out
It's
of
just it's too
bronze.
pervasive now. It's spread.
Yeah.
It's and I get it, like, you can say whatever you want, do whatever, but, like, I guess maybe I'm, like, way more of a corporate shill than most people, but I simply just wouldn't have said that even if I believed it to have money. Like, you have to know, like, America is, like, obviously a lot more sensitive about those issues, but, like,
But you're
Well,
you've
not someone
lived here
that's
for, like, 4 years, you know
basement
that.
weld.
also
You know that.
esports is specific because if it's like a football player or a basketball player said that, if Kyrie said that, everybody'd be like, "Okay." Like, kinda
Yeah,
sexist.
yeah, like
Alright.
yeah, yeah,
There's
people,
a
like,
degree
wouldn't
of
like it, but there would
physicality.
be no fallout from it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sitting
Yeah,
on a computer, like playing a super fast version of chess or something is
Yeah.
too
I don't
intense.
yeah. I don't have an over opinion except for seems pretty fucking EU and A to me.
I just think it's crazy that they actually like push the world video back to edit him out, but then like he's still going. He got what, a one series ban in like the quarterfinals or something,
Yeah, yeah.
and then
Against
came
the
back
team
and
they
played
were
in the
for sure
grand
gonna
finals.
beat.
Like I don't know, the community outrage versus the punishment is very disproportionate. But
I'm
like
about to take this in a crazy left turn, but the other day I put on the fucking video of Double Lift after I think they got eliminated from Worlds, but it was after what happened to his family, and I don't know. I always found that interview like very weird. Like
Well, and it's because he asked them not to say anything about it, which I
I know,
understand. But
yeah.
there's just a huge elephant in the room, and no one's allowed to talk about it. And like I said, I understand from like that's his right, and I think Riot should respect that and all that. But it is just the most bizarre thing. And it was like the first franchise um tournament, I think, because 100 Thieves, that was their first year in the league, and they made it to finals, and like
Oh
it
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
it was Double Lift versus Afro Moo, like, and it was just there was a lot of storylines and all that, and it was really exciting until that happened, and then it was just like, "What?" So,
and then
I
just
agree.
never acknowledged.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
very bizarre. Yeah.
But in a more happy context, I just watched it because I was watching like a lot of Double Lift clips the other day and like random sneaky medias. I don't know. I go back and watch like even old Rush videos. I'll go back and watch old Rush videos where he's talking about building a wall. Like 2016 Rush was a peak.
kind boy, the
Yeah, I
kind
know.
boy.
No, Rush is, like, one of the most entertaining players and one of the best players I've ever seen. I wish and it's just not for everybody, like, being a pro that long and, like, really giving a shit, like, no offense. Um, he just didn't care
I
anymore.
th- I think I think Rush does not have good mental. Um and by that I mean I think there's a weird mental of like being able to do like especially in league, there's like having a good mental and then time frames. And so like without talking over myself too much, like I just think the fact that he knew that he had to do like military duty always fucked his head, and so he always, like, was like, I can't be a pro for very long." He would almost, like, talk about, like, it constantly, like, anxiously or whatever, and so it felt like he had a bad mental and, like, "What am I doing with my career?" And he'd always say how being a pro and being a streamer, like, couldn't be his career, and he had to have a lap after this. Like, a lot of just, like, negative self-talk and stuff like
It
that,
was a very existential in a lot of ways too. There was that one stint where he was just like in a room and it was just like a mattress on the floor. I think it may have been after military duty, but like it was kind of surreal, like very liminal living situation. It looked like, but obviously it's a stream setup as well. But yeah, his even after like it was he seemed different
for
or
sure,
less
yes.
kind of nostalgic about the old, like what little I watched. He was just kind of like, I kind of missed the pro scene, but I couldn't do it long enough.
Yeah. It's kinda sad, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I always really liked Rush. Also, um, the C9 gets, like, a lot of just, like, passes, I think, for, like, everything because they're good, and most of their decisions turn out good.
They're
Um,
one of the oldest orgs besides TSM that hasn't imploded as well, so it's like built-in brand loyalty in
them
a
and
way.
Liquid them and Liquid are, like, it pretty much, and Liquid went through many, many bad times, much worse than C9 ever did. Um But, what I was gonna say is, like, the way they did, like, Russian stuff, I think was very bad. Sneaky the same way. Um, like, Licorice the same way. Like, there's what's his name? Solo, they signed him and then, like, rescinded it and got someone else.
Didn't they screw over Reaper at one
Yeah.
point? I feel like they're just pretty a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and then they just come out and like, here it is, too bad, like we made all these changes.
Do you remember when they benched Sneaky and they live streamed telling him or, like, put it
Yeah,
in their
yeah, yeah, dude, they
documentary?
killed everyone. That was whenever they benched like three of them, right? Because
Yeah, Jensen,
Jensen got
Sneaky,
benched
and
too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was like, yeah, that just felt like a
Czar.
comedy show. That was like breaking point levels of surrealism. Like, this is
Yeah.
a professional team doing this? What?
I was actually having that thought a while ago when we first brought up C9, and I'm glad that y'all said sneaky. I feel like because, and I don't have the best perspective on the scene, or just I don't know enough, but like it felt like, and actually I was watching some stuff the other day where Medios was talking about like stuff that could have been or whatever, and I think that like C9 got a lot of credit for being like a really good team, and everyone knew they had like some weak players, like balls LOL. Um, but so it's like Sneaky and Meteos like never got credit for actually being good players, like a double lifted and Afromove getting like to go around to different teams. And so yeah, I feel like I don't know if it's a personality thing of like not being super extroverted or what it was, but like yeah, I feel like Sneaky got done super dirty.
Well, and
I
Sneaky
think he's
never
easily number 2 in a ADC all time, and he just yeah, to your point, the C9, and then he never went to other teams, and they
that's what I
never
was
was
gonna
like that narrative behind him, like Double took the
Yeah,
spring off and then came
well,
back,
I
and it
Sneaky
I
was
I
Sneaky
can't I can't remember
I
the exact thing, but it's exactly like you're saying, where it's like I think he took a split off and then was about to come back and then just couldn't get like he kept trying to find a team with Meteos or somebody from C9 like to pair up or whatever, and like no one would pay him any like not even like what he was worth or whatever, just like literally would pay anything.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say is, he just never got a second chance on a team he wanted. He could have done the Jensen thing and played for Dignitas or I mean, Meteos
yeah,
did
yeah,
it.
definitely be he could have played a bottom tier team, but, like, that would
Yeah,
be such a
but
weird
but I will say that's what Meteos did the whole second half of his career, and he
yeah.
made it work. He was, like, the best floor raiser, and he was on some good teams too. Obviously, he got kicked off 100 Thieves twice for kinda no reason, but, like, while
Who
they were
did
in
him?
good splits.
Speaking of doing dirty, they did him
Yeah, yeah,
horrible.
yeah. Yeah, 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 1,000,000%. Um, but yeah, like, Sneaky just never got another chance, which is so bizarre. Also, like, even if you're let's say I don't know, P1, do y'all remember that team? Like, a bad team.
I've heard of him 1 or 2
Also,
times.
P1, like, Phoenix won that dumpster fire that was in the LCS. I didn't know that they rebranded and they're Sentinels.
I didn't know that either was.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
found
that
that
org
out the
dissolved
other
because
day.
they had cash flow.
Uh, but anyway, if I'm P1, like, Sneaky has the biggest fan base in the LCS.
That's another thing I don't understand
That's a
is from
money-making thing
a
right there.
look at the low tones. I think that's I mean that's a whole nother this is just side part into a league thing, but the built-in fan base that like the boss has, and the other
Yeah,
members,
K-Drill.
the boss is probably one of the bigger ones, and all of the drama around them getting invited to that winter thing,
Yeah.
whole side thing.
Um,
But yes, the built-in fan base of these players for bottom tier teams should be at least a avenue of consideration.
Do you that I think that's so fucking interesting. So, do y'all think that in hindsight, because I think we can all see that esports is in a downturn right now. Like, if do y'all think that there was not enough emphasis put there was too much emphasis put on competitive or not enough put on competitive? I lean to more to the side that they it seemed like they were just willing to sacrifice whoever and didn't think about like the fact like if you're putting out a bunch of episodes of TSM Legends, you're building brand in those 5 people, and you know what I'm saying? That's something that translates year after year.
I think I'll sum up probably in the best way. I think when they got rid of the relegations and went to franchising, it was the worst move they could have done because it just let teams buy and throw money, and then we had like insanely over bloated, and we had this huge bloat, and now we're in the vacuum where it's almost like if it wouldn't have gotten so big, it wouldn't be so bad now. But I'll just
I
say
ac
getting rid of relegations was the worst decision I think they made from a just the health of esports.
so I actually, disagree. I think that, like, in order to get those big investors in and actually it kinda
The
does
long-term infrastructure that comes with it.
yeah, but, what happened was or at least from what I can tell, um, it was a lot of they should have kept the relegation system, you're right, but it's because not doing it led to way too much money being flooded into the scene in angel investors and people who don't understand esports on any level and don't understand what sort of ROI you actually get on it. Um, and so
There
you had a
needed
lot
to
of
be some type of locked in for those investors. Like You can't. Oh, you guys might lose your spot next split. Like, I'm not gonna sponsor you. So
Yeah,
yeah, I agree. There's a
but
degree of
yeah, but, it led to just all these people who know nothing about esports, either A, trying to run orgs, or B, just trusting people,
and
and
putting
they're
throwing money at the Rick Foxes, the Shaqs. You're exactly right. Mismanagement.
and it just led to so many people taking advantage of the system, and it led to and the
The 200
players.
million TSM crypto pool.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah,
FBX or whatever, and then have to thankfully
Yeah,
not
there
back.
was a lot of bad faith actors that saw an abundance of opportunity there.
and that's why North American esports is dying and other countries and stuff are still booming. It's because we just fucked up the infrastructure so bad. One of the I think the biggest mistake, and I think it just speaks to how selfish everyone is we should not be doing LCS in LA. You are
Hey,
fucking
I
stupid.
did you see the same video? I saw someone making this exact point like
No,
2 days
no, I've
ago.
just thought this for 10 years at this
Uh,
point.
but
It
it makes
makes
so
no
yeah.
sense.
The servers are in Chicago, and LA is the most expensive part of the country, just from
And
an infrastructure
it's
perspective.
hard to go to. Like, it's on one side of the fucking country.
Yeah.
Like, if you
Just
Yeah,
had an
that's
think
extra
another huge point. Exactly. When they moved the servers like way back in what, season 3 or 4 in NA, and they didn't shift the
it
scene.
was
I don't
5,
know.
but yeah.
Yeah.
just think how and I'll let y'all continue, but just think how much fucking cheaper it would be to put, like, a huge Riot headquarters, like, 15 minutes outside of Chicago because, like, I mean, anyone who knows real estate and everything, it's like Los Angeles is like a never ending, you know what I'm saying? It's just forever and ever of, like, expensive shit. So it's like, you'd be close to the server, you'd have insanely cheap stuff for both the brands and for Riot. I don't know, it seems like a no-duh thing.
Yes, but no, like, that's the thing. They got all this money, and so they're like, "We can spend all this money in LA. This is perfect." But, like, it's not sustainable. All the owners, instead of thinking about what was sustainable, they're like, "I'll throw $2,000,000 at Impact because I want him on my team." And it's like,
Dude, remember
you're
back to the
fucking the
5.5 fucking K meme?
yeah, yeah. Zach were talking
Like,
about
but
that
then
the
now
other
we're
day.
talking multi-million dollar contracts. Like Bjergsen had like I think a double digit contract at one point. Like insane. So yeah,
Ridiculous how anyone could think that was going to be sustainable, and it's not the owner's fault. That like the owner should have thought about it, but their whole point is to put the best team out there. Why is Riot not doing a fucking salary cap? What like they just
that
dig a
Riot, I don't
bucket.
understand because you can look at Korean infrastructure that existed before League, like StarCraft and other like just emulate that. Korea, I mean, yeah, NA had servers and everything, but as soon as Korea came online in season 2 and 3, they had already surpassed us and like just emulate their esports structure. Even now, look at the scheduling. We still can't. LCK and LPL teams play 3 game series multiple times a week, and there are times where the top 2 teams won't play in NA for like 2 months. It's just we have this resistance to just following the tried and true structure of the West or the East. I
Well,
don't
and it's
understand it.
because we just wanted to be glitz, glamour, like all style, no substance. And what ended up happening is when the league started taking a downturn and a lot of this investment started going away, everyone just everyone just followed the tried and true method of cronyism. Everyone was homies at this point. They had all been scamming or I don't want to say scamming, but they were all taking advantage of the system for a long time. And so they were not going to hold each other accountable. They were going to keep getting each other jobs. That's why you see so many NA players not give one fuck. Like, and so that's what killed my love for competitive League of Legends is it is so fucking annoying. Like used to TSM, I really thought they were trying to win worlds. I believed it so much.
I believe Liquid
Cloud9,
also. Yes.
Cloud9, I believe they really tried to win
Mm.
worlds. Like they were putting the infrastructure in place to really try their best. No one
CLG
does
was
that
always
anymore.
trying to win NA.
Well, CLG maybe was trying to win, but they had more issues than
That's what I'm
uh,
saying. They were trying their very best to win NA. Everyone was else was
yeah.
focused on Worlds, and CLG was focused on NA.
Hey,
And
leave
wonder
him
and
alone. This isn't
why.
about leave him alone. This isn't about bashing CLG. But you get what I mean? Like everyone just like Blab or not Blabber, Fudge, for instance, was one of the best top laners, and like he came on the scene and was trying really hard. And then like a year into it, when they released Champ Q actually killed everything for me. Seeing everyone not give a shit after they bitched about not having a good solo queue environment, and then just
It
being like,
wasn't a serious NA server, too many one tricks and streamers and stuff, and Riot caters to them, curtails, and gives them their own server,
and, like, Fudge,
and
one of the people who bitches about it the most is like, "Yeah, I would just rather play 1v1s with my coach. That's how I prepare." And there was this big debate, and I'm like, "No, none of you fucks care." And then guess what? Fudge went to Worlds and got absolutely shit on, and everyone's like, "You should be doing this," and everyone's like, "We have to think about the mental health of our players." It's like,
mhm.
motherfucker, you get paid $1,000,000 to play League of Legends. I understand it can be difficult, but I don't see fucking Faker bitching. I see him putting in 50 solo queue games a fucking day. And so if you're not gonna do that, that's totally your God-given right, but I'm not going to give a shit.
Does Faker still play for SKT?
Hell yeah, and he's good as hell.
Okay,
He
my
actually signed a 3-year renewal, I think, or was it 2-year? He signed a renewal, like, a month ago.
everyone has a different perspective, and I think everything that Joe is saying is true. But my and I don't know how much the data backs me up, but like I know for me and a lot of people, it felt like there was like, um, especially with like specifically with League, Cloud9 felt like a unit. TSM Bjergsen felt like a thing. To everybody else, I guess Wild Turtle was the only other consistent because he'd come in and out all the time. But like, you know what I'm saying? Reggie, I guess, was consistent. Uh, CLG with double lift and everything. But my point that I'm making is like it is like I was saying a while ago with the TSM Legends builds up like a storyline and like I don't even know what you call it, like brand capital behind like TSM Dirus and things like that. And then when people just go stream, a bunch of the people that would normally watch like Cloud9 stuff just goes and watches them. And so whenever teams started looking at themselves very much like trying to be all official and like sports, it just killed it because it's not um majority of why people are so interested in esports is the parasocialness, in my opinion. It's the fact that people are streaming the games also and stuff like that. So I think it's when they went tried to go like super competitive and everything from like a more structural standpoint. I'm not saying because I love the idea of like five friends that like came up from relegation together, like CLG, you know what I'm saying, and trying to win worlds. I think that's the coolest shit ever. And even like the Bjergsen of like, we need to like find some people from overseas because Bjergsen's from overseas and find some people that he gels with. It's all like cool storylines and shit like that. But it's like whenever it's just like now CL or now TSM has five random other people this split because they fucking BTFO'd the roster or Liquid's horrible about doing that. Like build up Piglet just to get rid of Piglet. Now we got double it. Like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's when I quit caring and just started caring about like Rush and Sneaky and Double It. Like, I'll still watch, like, the only league content I've consistently consumed over the years is the, Tri-Stream with Meteos, Sneaky, and Double Lift, and I don't even know anything about the game, but it's just fun to watch them watch the game.
No, I completely agree.
I just wanna be entertained while I eat my dinner. You know what I'm saying? I just want some good content, and when league stopped being good content and wanted to be all serious, it's like, I don't give a shit, or whatever. I once again,
It
I love them
well,
being serious, like the Monte Cristo and everything, and like late night, LCK and everything, like that's all fun, but even then, it's like Faker's been on the same team for 30 years.
just to wrap this point up, because I agree with you. Um, the biggest names in North American esports, Sneaky, Doublelift, um, Bjergsen. Uh, I would even throw in like older guys like I would say Hot Shot is still like looked at very fondly by the community in terms of like his popularity at the time. All of
I'm a
those
cutie pie,
people.
I'm a cutie pie, he was
I'm
a
a cutie
Dennis
pie,
House
yeah.
pro.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a cutie pie. Scar, I would say was like very popular for a long time. Still, I mean, has a second career now, but my
Scar there needs to be a case study done of, like, him versus I'm a cutie pie at different points in their careers and who we thought was the champ, you know what I'm saying? Who was making the
yeah,
right decisions.
but my point with all this is y'all know all of them, right?
Of course.
And when was the last time y'all watched LCS? They
Like,
ha
I don't
they've had a mega problem. about not creating a star ever, and part of it's because Doublelift was in and out all the time. He kind of fucked the league by being the main character on and off. But like they just never got behind anyone else except for kind of Danny, I guess, and JoJo maybe, but Danny quit because you kept bullying him. Uh JoJo went to
The,
fucking Europe.
the Danny thing is a whole case study in and of itself from a org management perspective. But anyway, yeah, goddamn, yeah. The last two people they've had kind of NA bred like, and JoJo bounced like.
Went to a different region, which is unheard of. Like, so that's my point is they haven't been able to make a star since those are OGs, and it's because, like Zach was saying, it's because like that's what League used to be about. But then like they become more about the team or whatever, and people just don't give a shit. People are a lot more like me. My favorite basketball team is whoever LeBron James plays for. Like that is just since I was 5 years old and he was in the NBA. I was like, "That's my favorite player," and then when he left Cleveland, was I gonna be like, "Yo, I would much rather keep watching this bum ass Cleveland Cavaliers team." Hell no. So, did Zach die?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens to T1 after Faker retires.
Yeah, I mean, especially I think Joe Marsh is, like, kind of a fucking dumbass. So, I think once they lose the golden goose, it's not gonna be great.
How could we forget our boy? I will dominate.
Uh, it's funny, he's kind of a libtard beta cuck now.
Oh, wait, I will
It
dominate is?
Of all the people, I wouldn't have thought Dom would be.
He was, like, going in on Whippo the other day for his comment about women, but in, like, the true most "I will dominate" way of, "No, guys, all Whippo's saying is you should have a period account. Sorry, guys, this is my period account, sorry." And so, he's still a memer, but I actually like him a lot more that now that he's not as big of a dickhead.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
I don't know what happened, but yeah. Um, yeah, I was fine. I'm fine just making this the esports podcast, if we're being honest. I didn't have a whole lot. I mean, I have some stuff, but it's um I guess liberal cucks. We could talk about um, we could talk about
The Joker.
well, yeah, we're gonna get there. But Jonathan Majors is returning as Kang, so now we don't care about
What?
domestic violence.
Okay, I have a question about this. Uh, so I'm still confused. All the videos and stuff I saw was of him running away and, like, not hitting someone,
Yeah.
but everyone acts like it's, like, the smoking gun, and I'm not saying
Who?
it's not. Jonathan Majors, the actor.
Jonathan Majors, he was in he's Creed.
He no, he was the bad guy in Creed 3.
Yeah,
Just
his bad guy but I think he directed Creed also, like Creed 3 also. Do you know?
no, Michael B. Jordan directed Creed
I
3.
see.
Oh, Michael B.
He's Kang the Conqueror in the Ant-Man series. Okay.
Yes,
Well,
but
yeah,
And in the
it
Loki series. Sorry. Okay.
okay, yes, my point is he's like been an actor. I think I get him and Michael B. Jordan mixed up on everything, but I was gonna say it was in The Wire, but that's once again Michael B. Jordan. Um, they were setting him up to be the next I know everything
Zach
about Michael B.
literally just naming all Michael B. Jordan films. Like, he's like, "Yeah, that's Jonathan Majors," and I keep being like, "Nope, that's Michael B. Jordan," and you're like, "Oh, yeah, because he's in Fruitvale Station," and I'm like, "No, that's Michael B. Jordan," and you're like, "Oh, yeah, because he's in" no.
I mean, what can I say? I like Michael B. Jordan. I'm not as big a fan of Jonathan Majors.
I was gonna say, I think you just wanna talk about Michael B. Jordan.
We
He was in
can't.
that new movie, Sinners. He played 2 roles, still Michael B. Jordan, both of them.
He was good at both of them. Uh,
You sure one of them
the
wasn't Jonathan Majors? Positive.
yeah, the point yeah. Are you sure Jonathan Majors wasn't the stand-in? Um, the point is that, like, Marvel was setting him up to be the next Thanos or whatever, and then a video came out of, like, him what I think what came out first was, like, the his girlfriend filed domestic violence charges, um, and then video came out of, like, basically him running away from her, um, and her being psycho and stuff, and,
Like
so
him
it's kinda
jumping
like
out of a cab and running away,
yeah,
and her like, "Get
he's
back here,
like
bitch." Oh,
yeah, he's, like, doing, like, record 40-yard or 200-yard dash or something, like, away from her, um, and so it's kinda one of those things where it's, like, you could just tell it was, like, a toxic relationship, um, I don't know, like, no one can really get to the bottom of what happened, but Disney distanced themselves, and just, like, completely rewrote the storyline, brought in, Robert Downey Jr., and, like, completely changed the full Marvel timeline. But now he's back because we don't care anymore. The heat died down, which I'm pretty for, actually. Fuck it.
I had a student who young African American kid, and, um, he, like, came to my office, like, during all this and was, like, crying and, like, telling me, like, how, like, being black in America sucks. And he was like, I didn't really know much about the story, like, pretty much just what Zach said is, like, all that I know, and so I still never understood why Disney was, like, firing him from everything. Um, but from what that student told me, it is a fucked up situation. I haven't done my research, but it sounds like it is just a bad situation. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those anytime there's smoke, they're just gonna distance themselves unless they're
And
like
there were, like, a lot of anonymous allegations, like, afterwards, like, um, but nothing that I saw that was super credible.
yeah.
And I have
Uh,
seen interviews with him and stuff, and he is a huge dickhead, so I see why people don't like him, but
I think I don't have that actually that much of an opinion. My only thesis is that, like, if we're gonna have Robert Downey Jr. be the flag bearer of the franchise, eh, let's give some forgiveness. Um, I don't know.
I'm actually really interested to see what they do with him as Doctor Doom. Not interested thinking it's good, but, just interested to see how they do that.
Yeah. I'm interested in general with the marketing and everything. Like, I think, Robert Downey Jr., I think, is their kind of like flagship, like the person they're using or whatever, flag holder, flag bearer. Um, he's gonna be doing all the interviews. Yeah. So that's
Well,
exciting.
I think he's gonna get kicked off the project because, I don't know if y'all know this, but Robert Downey Jr.'s done drugs before, and so I'm pretty sure that's gonna come back to bite him.
And whenever Disney hears, they're gonna fucking flip shit.
Be like, "What? Did y'all know this?"
uh there's 2 movies. First off, I haven't watched shit. I guess we could do that whenever, but I actually haven't watched shit. I'm a horrible person. I need to. I'm just not. But I wanna watch, uh, whatever the new Leonardo DiCaprio and what's his name?
Oh, yeah. I saw a trailer for that.
Uh,
One battle
one
after
bat
another.
yeah, one battle after another. Uh, Benicio del Toro, yeah, PTA.
Sean Penn's in it. Also Regina Hall, baddie. So,
Do y'all like Paul Thomas Anderson? I don't think I've watched. I'm looking at his IMDb. I don't think I've watched anything by him.
Um There Will Be Blood. We talked about it on the podcast before. I really like it. It's really good. I recommend it if you're like if you feel like staring into the abyss.
have y'all seen Punch Drunk Love?
No, actually.
Good. Uh,
Yeah.
Adam Sandler joint.
Yeah, and I wanna watch it in Boogie Nights. I just haven't.
I haven't seen Boogie Nights either.
Yeah, but I wanna watch this movie and what is the other one? Oh, The Smashing Machine by one of the Safdies and The Rock.
with The Rock in it.
Yeah. It's apparently big flopping, but apparently it's good. So it's
Well,
the
the
opposite of a normal rock movie, where the normal rock movie is bad, but performs really good, but apparently this one's really good and it's performing really bad. So, such is irony, I guess.
the wrestling content I watch, everyone's saying like, "No, no, no, The Rock actually acts. It's pretty good."
Yeah. Like, I think it's a lot of makeup and a lot of, like, him doing, like, full body transformation, but, like, he looks nothing like The Rock.
I saw it, and do y'all know when, like, the makeup and the prosthetics, like, I don't know, they're, like, off-putting or, like, they seem, like, unhuman kind of? I've seen some screenshots and just the commercials, I'm like,
I was gonna
"He
say
doesn't look like a
he looks
human."
way I definitely agree. I'm looking at a screenshot right now. It looks very sus. It looks very similar to how Zac Efron looked in the what was it, the Claw, the whatever, the recent how his
The
face
Iron
was like overly puffy and stuff. I don't know what's going on, but the screenshots look a little bit off. Maybe it's the CGI to de-age him because his face does not look like The Rock.
Yeah, I completely agree. It does look uncanny. I kinda dig it.
That's where it's at. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uncanny. That's a good word. It's like 95% there, 97%. It's just uncanny valley territory of like, is this CGI? Is this something prosthetics? What is this?
I feel like with current version of CGI and, like, basically the same technology as, like, de-aging where you're just applying, like, an AI filter over the top, like, I feel like you could do a really interesting, like, Elephant Man, like David Lynch or whatever, where it's, like, instead of using, like, crazy prosthetics, you could get away with some, like, really uncanny shit. Um, I don't know, with some kind of theme or some kind of, like, yeah, like cyberpunk or something where it makes sense for it to feel like it's, like, changing, like someone with a fucked up face that is constantly changing. I don't know, just kinda ranting at this point. But yeah, have y'all watched anything good?
I will say the
I
biggest
started
thing
watching
is
the 1st season.
him having hair. Sorry, Ben.
Oh,
Oh, no, that might be it.
That's what I just realized that him having hair is one of the biggest like changes,
That
I
makes
think.
so much sense. I was gonna say I started watching Fargo again, the series, not the movie. Uh, I watched, like, the first few episodes, like, a year ago, and I'm watching it again, and really good. Give it a watch.
Have you watched the whole thing before? You said you got a few episodes in and you're restarting it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm restarting it. I got a few episodes in.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
No, like people at work really gas it up. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, if you like the Fargo movie, you'll like
I've not
this.
seen that, so that's where I need to start.
You will like this then.
I love it. Um, yeah. You watch anything good, Blake?
No, we haven't been watching any movies at all.
Fucking rip. We're horrible.
Not been the season.
Yeah, I've been editing a lot. I've been working, um, so I feel like I'm engrossed in film, but not watching it. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I was just super busy these past couple weeks. Zach obviously was busy with me the last week. So,
yeah. Alright. What how much time are we at? We got time. Well, we're at 43 minutes. This would be perfect. Um, I didn't have a good topic, and I didn't wanna do anything serious, and so I think we do a this or that, basically, like,
oh,
choose, I don't even know how we grade it because it's going to get, like, kind of, like, mixture. I guess just, like, which one you like more slash which one more entertaining, better, fits the role, I don't know. But it's basically a character from a movie versus another character in a movie, and and they're also split up into, like, themes, and then they'll go against each other, and so it'll be like, whatever. Yeah, bracket. So and also, what we're gonna do to, like, move forward is that since there's 3 of us, whoever's like, we can all vote if we've seen them, and if we haven't voted, then just like, if you haven't seen it, you can obviously vote for the one you've seen. If you haven't seen either, you can abstain your vote. You know what I'm saying? So, that way and if we have ties, we'll fucking I don't know, talk it out. Okay, so the first one is Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men versus Hans Landa from Inglourious Basterds. Uh,
Fuck.
yeah. Uh,
These
Oh,
would
damn.
probably be, like, maybe, like, 2 of my favorite characters of all time. Like,
really?
I mean, like, Hans Landa is, like, like, I love Inglourious
Yeah.
Basterds, a
And
lot of it.
specifically his performance is so fucking
Yeah, yeah, like, a lot of it is because of that. And it's the same
yeah.
thing with No Country for Old Men where it's like, the movie is just completely not that good, like, not that good, but you get what I mean, like, if you take out that character, it's like, what's the movie even about?
Yeah, and they're both the perfect bad guy. So, yeah.
In different way in opposite ways, I would say. Like, they're both ruthless and everything, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I should have said the first, group that we have, these are villains. So, Blake, do you have an opinion on this? You haven't seen it?
I haven't
Okay.
seen either, so no.
Um,
I
go ahead, Ben.
I'll vote for Hans Landa, just 'cause he's more fun to watch, but y
Just to keep us from having a tiebreaker, I'll also vote Hans Landa.
but you don't want to, and I know it.
No, I do. If we're being honest, I think, um, I th I think Hans Landa is just more entertaining more time he's on screen. There's some time with Anton Chigurh that's, like, I don't know. It's really, really good, but my point is, like, I don't know. It's like Hans Landa takes over the scene. It's just too good. So yeah, I'll delete these as we go. Oh yeah, the number 2, uh, Heath Ledger's Joker versus Lord Voldemort from the Harry Potter series.
Joker
Joker.
easily. Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
think
think
Voldemort's one of the weakest villains of a
yeah,
major franchise.
I don't think Voldemort's that good.
Really?
Don't know.
I thought I was cooking with that one.
I think Ray Fiennes is, like, a pretty good actor, but, like, I don't think they give him a lot to work with
Yeah, yeah,
in the
yeah, that's what
movie
I mean, like, I just
specifically.
don't think the character Voldemort, like, within the Harry Potter franchise is, that good of a villain. I think this is older me, but
Is it Lego Batman Voldemort? 'Cause that might change my vote.
no, he's kind of just he's supposed to be the embodiment of evil and wants to rule out of fear and control, but, like, thematically, I don't think he's used that well. But I'm reading Lord of the Rings, so I think I'm just a little biased now.
Like, have you seen Lego Batman? You need
No,
to
it's
watch it.
is that the one they have the multiple Batman voices come back? Or did I just make that up?
I mean, they may have, but, it's like they release like, Batman has to fight all the Warner Brothers characters pretty much, but, like, um,
So
the
the
Eye of
Eye of
Sauron
Sauron's there?
yeah, Eye of Sauron, Voldemort, all the, like, monkeys from Wizard of Oz, like, it sounds like it's just, like, a bunch of IPs slamming together, but it's actually good, like
Yeah, it's really, really freaking good.
and it's very self-referential to Batman, and so,
Yeah,
like, if you're you know a
if
lot
you're
about
an
Batman,
actual yeah, if you're an actual Batman fan, it's like a nerd fest.
It looks good, and it's got a lot of interesting voice actors. No, I mean, I always see it. I think I even have it, and it's like one of the top rated unwatched films on my server. I
oh, you're totally right, they brought back, like, Billy D. Williams to do Two-Face, um, I yeah, yeah, they brought back, like, a lot of
Mariah Carey is the mayor.
yeah,
What?
Yeah. It's just like
it's
full
good.
heaters.
Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill are Superman and Green Lantern. Yeah, Adam West came back. Oh no, they just used his voice. That's cool. No, we just it's in the TBR now.
Alright, we ready for the next one? It is Patrick Bateman versus Norman Bates.
I haven't seen Psycho, so I feel
You
a little
haven't?
nah.
Ah,
It's
but
it's just one of those where the mood hasn't been it hasn't struck me.
alright, I thought go ahead.
I was gonna say, so I watched, American Psycho for the first time the other day, and so I'm gonna go with that. I've seen Psycho before, but it's been, like, a long time, but especially, like, the part where he killed maybe I just really hate Jared Leto, but, the part where he kills Jared Leto and he's doing the
Yeah,
dance
yeah.
is, like, one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
especially for the store or for, like, keeping the bracket going, I'm gonna pick Patrick Bateman. That means that keeps going, and we've all seen that. Um, and even, like, unbiasedly, I think I would still go with Patrick Bateman. It's the same logic with Hans Landa where it's like, maybe, Psycho's a little bit mm, I don't know, it's more of, like, complex acting because if you don't know the turn, he does, like, an amazing performance of, like, whatever, seeming sheepish and then not, and Patrick Bateman always seems fucking psycho. Um, but he just takes over this every scene's just so fucking entertaining because of him, so, yeah. Alright, next, Darth Vader or Magneto?
Which
Not
Magneto? Is it Michael Fassbender or,
Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen? Oh, fuck.
I haven't
I'm going
watched
Darth Vader, and I've
either of
never
them,
even
but I
seen
feel like the cultural impact of Star Wars and Darth Vader is bigger. But
Uh, I
I haven't watched either, so I can't judge on the merit of the films.
I'm definitely gonna go with Darth Vader. Have y'all seen Rogue One, the Star Wars movie? So, I'm not a big, um, whatever, like,
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars person, but I saw Rogue One, and it's all about, um, how they got the plans to blow up the Death Star, and so it's, like, kinda dumb. It's a prequel, it's kinda dumb, but, um, like, everyone blows up at the end, and every character you know dies. And it's just very sad, and all the characters just sit there and hold hands and wait to be blown up by the Death Star. And it's very sad. And then it like cuts to black. And then it's the first scene from the original Star Wars where you see the red lightsaber light up, and then Darth Vader just starts cutting people in fucking half. And it is the coolest scene I've ever seen in my whole life. Like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, I get it. I get Star Wars. Like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen, so
We're
I'm gonna
doing
go with
Star Wars shit now. Yeah, I agree. I haven't watched a lot of Star Wars, but yeah, we'll go Darth Vader. Um, next, we're moving into region or the second one. This is gonna be antiheroes, and so Tyler Durden from Fight Club versus Travis Bickle and Taxi Driver. So Brad Pitt versus De Niro.
I've never seen Taxi Driver, but I do hate Fight Club.
I haven't seen either, but I feel like I'm going to go with Taxi Driver
Okay,
for
we'll go Taxi Driver.
if nothing else, the type of meme Fight Club has become in the
But
manosphere.
they're both a memed character though.
True, true, yeah.
Especially post Joker, I feel like.
The Walking Phoenix one.
Yeah, yeah, because like, yeah, they just remade Taxi Driver, and I
I
think that
definitely could have put Joaquin Phoenix as Joker in this little category, but I tried not to do the same character or anything like that, or even I tried not to do the same franchise too.
well, and also, like, we have to make room for Jared Leto's Joker, so it would have just been weird with 3.
3 Jokers, yeah. Alright, Michael Corleone, or I forgot how to say it, from The Godfather,
Corleone.
uh, Corleone, Marco Corleone from The Godfather, versus Tony Montana, Scarface.
Tony Montana. Like, Godfather is better and all that, but it's, like, one of my pleasures, like, I remember the whole Wicks basketball team, got together and watched Scarface because Riley Chambers made us, and he said he'd beat us up if we didn't like it, and I that was, like, one of the most fun I've ever had as a group, like, everyone just, like, watching this cocaine psychopath.
Yeah. Especially I'm sure with the opening scenes and everything, very entertaining, and the ending scene. What are your thoughts, Blake?
I haven't seen either, so no opinion.
Uh, do you have culturally, which one do you think is cooler? Because we may have
Is Scarface Say Hello to My Little Friend?
yeah.
And I don't know which is Michael Corleone the Godfather that made me a deal I can't
Marlon
refuse.
And
Marlon Brando and
yeah, he's
Corleone
good.
is the nephew, right? The younger of the two. Marlon Brando is the old dude, right?
well, I
Uh,
thought no, no,
wait,
no,
oh,
isn't it
I just realized why I chose these 2. These are both Al Pacino.
yeah, 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 and Al Pacino's the young version of of The Godfather in the flashbacks and stuff, right? Or is he the
No,
son? No,
no.
Robert De Niro's the flashback.
Yes, yes.
Robert De Niro's the flashback. That's my
Michael
bad.
Corleone is the
I feel
son.
like from an acting, Tony Montana, just from what I know, just I don't know, that character seems to get brought up a little more like Like kind of like Heath Ledger's Joker kind of transcended the
Yeah.
movie in a way.
We'll go with that because my vote was gonna be Michael Corleone.
Oh, then move him along because I haven't seen either. I'm literally just memeing.
No,
I
but
I have no
Ben chose
basis.
the other one though, and so that's why I was saying we had to
Oh,
have a tie, and so that's
okay.
why I
Okay.
was. Uh, all right. Next is this one doesn't make as much sense, but we're gonna fucking roll with it. John Wick versus Captain Jack Sparrow.
I've only seen mm, an amalgamation of clips from the first movie, but I feel like the character Jack Sparrow is uh, more to my taste, I think. I think I enjoy the Pirates movies more than the John Wick, and because of him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Captain Jack Sparrow because I don't like Keanu
Was it
Reeves.
just
I
those
think
two
he's really
movies, just the
bad.
first of both? I mean, that definitely is Jack Sparrow. Sorry. If it
Yeah.
was over both the trilogy of both, then I could see maybe Jack Sparrow became a little flanderized. But if it's just the first of each, then yeah, Jack Sparrow hands down.
I
Well,
would even
I
still argue that Jack Sparrow wins that because I think the first 3 Pirates aren't that bad. Like,
Oh no,
to
no, I still voted reading it as though it was the trilogy, but it was a little closer in my mind. And just the fact that the first movies of each, it's farther ahead for Pirates. But either way, I would still pick Pirates. Yeah, the first three are good. The fourth and fifth were silly,
yeah.
unnecessary, and then like hiring a pregnant actress and then having to do the sister for like 75% of it as the body double. I don't know.
make no sense. I don't like Keanu Reeves very much just in movies. Like he's just really
But
wooden.
bro, wholesome Keanu meme.
No, and I get that, and he seems like a really good
I
person.
know it's
But
nothing against him. It's just I know what you mean. Like he
there's a
seems
lot
like
of
a
people I
genuinely good dude.
there's a lot of people I flame like Jared Leto, like openly, but like I don't go out of my way to flame Keanu Reeves. I just don't enjoy when
But
he's in a
but
movie.
but Jared Leto actually is a psycho, so we can flame him.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, that's
flame
what I'm saying.
worthy.
Like he seems like a bad person, so I'm fine doing that. But um, with Keanu Reeves, and maybe it's just like he has the best PR people of all time. I don't know, but like I don't enjoy saying how much I fucking hate him. I just do though.
Okay, this is a
And
hypothetical round, but what if we put, John Wick versus Neo?
so so
I think Neo for me.
no. Oh, like you're saying against each other
Yeah, yeah,
instead
yeah.
of okay.
I'm saying this
Uh
is just a hypothetical because 'cause we're gonna get to Neo later, but since you hate John or you hate Keanu, I figured this would be a good hypothetical round.
yeah. So I would actually go with John Wick. Um, I Neo's nothing.
Neo
Like
is nothing.
That's the point of him though. Like I'm not. I've said this
From a
so
character, oh,
many
I see what
times.
you're saying. Neo's more of like the Mary Sue John Doe insert as for the
Yeah,
audience.
and
So if you're
But
on purely
John
the
Wick is
character,
way
sure,
more
sure, sure.
entertaining by himself.
Yeah,
yeah, and it's perfectly fine to have a character like that. And Keanu Reeves is perfect. He
yeah.
shows no emotion. Like I still hate him in the movie, like because it's annoying to watch. But I thought I was gonna feel the same way about John Wick because I had seen the clips online and stuff, and I knew he was just like an emotionless killer, kind of, um, or at least when he's doing his fight scenes and stuff. But no, I still just couldn't buy into his character like at all.
I actually now that you're saying that, it actually makes me realize how much I really do like John Wick. I really like John Wick. Because
Really,
I agree most of the things I agree with that you're saying where it feels very emotionless and everything, I just think those 2 roles especially really just fit his fucking like, you know what I'm saying, fit his
I
fastball.
agree.
It's like, I just completely bought everything in John Wick of him being, like, kinda, like, stoic or whatever, I don't know, I just bought it, and same thing with Neo, where it's like he feels like a blank slate. Keanu
I
feels
think
like he's
part of
not
that
ready.
is in no small part to the amazing intro scene of the mob boss explaining to his son, and he calls John, and he's like, he doesn't say a word, and then he hangs up, and he's like, what did he say? Enough. Like that whole introduction is just like such a good setup to John Wick, just like the Joker had the heist setup. Like it's to the audience that's like, oh my god, this character is so cool. Before
And
you
me
really
and
even
Ben
get
talked
to
about this
see.
the other day, where it's like it's why I think, like, Transformers is such a good fucking movie, and it's like people can't really shit on Michael Bay. They can say they don't like it, but it's like he's just throwing he has a fastball, and he's throwing a fastball, and you only have so much time on set, and so it's like you can only optimize for certain things, and so it's like I feel like John Wick, like, to your exact point of, like, John Wick just optimizes so hard and, like, Keanu's willing to do all the fucking physical stuff himself, and they're able to write just a really, really, really punchy action movie. And so it's exactly like you're saying, where it's like it's masterful filmmaking to open it and all that shit. It's masterful tension, and it's fucking like I don't know the exact time, just off the top of my head, like 82 minutes or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking fastball down the plate. Like such a good, like structured movie with the right person. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just all sings together, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I agree with all that. His shtick is perfect for that movie. I just don't like his shtick.
Yeah.
Like that.
Actually, that movie's so much longer than I thought. It's 100 minutes. So
Am I wrong
Takes
in
a long
saying
time to kill
Adam
a dog.
Driver feels like young Keanu doing the same shtick? Is
I
that kind of
like Adam
accurate?
Driver a lot more. I think that's a goofy motherfucker, and he's like pretty okay with
I haven't
being
seen
goofy.
anything in him. I just interview clips here and there, and like a odd trailer here or there with him. I don't
he's
think I've ever watched a
he's
project.
truly talented. Like he's like really like I think like theater talented. Like um
I but I totally understand why people would not like Adam Driver, especially like Logan Lucky. I guess you haven't seen that, Turbo.
I haven't seen it, but literally just looking at him, I don't know what it is, but I just like there's an aversion to looking at him. I don't want him on my screen for that long. Like he's
He's
just
like a
not
weird looking
attractive to me.
motherfucker.
Yeah, it's kind of the same vibe. I just don't. Kind of the same as Keanu. Like he's not unattractive. I can't point and be like, oh, he has a bulbous nose or like this feature, but just like in general, I don't
Let
like his aesthetic.
Let me look up this movie. Oh, I think it's called Always Be My Maybe. Yeah,
there's plenty
okay.
of people I feel like that about.
So Randall Park, y'all know Randall Park, the Asian guy. He did a movie with this other Asian comedian girl, and they're like, it's just like a rom-com, will they, won't they? They've been friends their whole life type of thing. But the curveball gets thrown in the middle where she starts dating Keanu Reeves. Like just Keanu Reeves. She starts dating Keanu Reeves. And he just plays like a huge Hollywood dickhead, like but he
Was
like
it
comes
literally
across.
him like his name in the movie? They
Yes,
just
yes, and it's, like, playing on the fact that everyone loves him and he's, like, supposed to be a nice guy, and so he's, like, always acting nice, and he'll be like, "Go fuck yourself."
Do you know
Like,
this
it's
is a little
so funny.
like I don't even know, but my mind went so many places there. Have y'all heard about Shaq actually being like a demon? Like not
What?
a real
No.
demon, but like
the
Shaq
only
is
thing I've
like
seen that is any shade is he had some suspect comments on Angel Reese's podcast, and I think he's somewhat of a. I mean, he's baller, dude. I think he likes his
yeah,
ladies.
it's one of those things where it's like if you're anybody of notoriety and you're dating someone, your girl's account can be 300 followers on private, and Shaq's gonna be up there requesting. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, and so my point is like, I feel like because I feel like the culture is starting to like catch on to Shaq being like nice on the outside, but like, and even like
Dirty
I
dog.
think he. I was gonna say. I feel like he's getting that creepy older uncle vibe. I think people are kind of
yes.
getting that like side eye in him a
But
little.
my point is Shaq needs to come through with a movie like this and just hit it head on and just play himself, like becoming Sean Malkovich, where it's like just some dude whose girlfriend Shaq will not leave them alone, and it's like leads to
Borat
like
3.
yeah, like Shaq just like threatening this dude and shit. I don't know. Cause like
Oh,
just
he's so
imagine if you're just like living your life and then now you're competing with Shaq and your girl says something disrespectful to Shaq and now Shaq wants to fuck you up. Like
or
life turns so
or
quickly. Like
or something very funny would be literally do being John Malkovich and Shaq really is just like a nice guy, but there's just like a horny 12-year-old who like can get into his mind and take over, and so he just starts sliding into everyone's DMs.
it's the Eminem shit. You just gotta Eminem yourself, make a movie about whatever the fucking controversy is.
Yep.
Alright. So let's try to finish off what we got. The Bride from Kill Bill versus Max from Mad Max.
Aside from Kill Bill. I think Mad Max. Are we talking Tom Hardy or Mel Gibson, I guess?
Bane, right?
Okay, Tom Hardy.
Yeah, Tom Hardy.
Um,
I still got,
yeah,
I got The Bride.
Tom Hardy is the worst part of that movie.
He's not entertaining. Alright, next we
But he
got,
also openly says, like, "I was having a bad time. I didn't wanna be there. I wasn't trying. It wasn't
yeah.
fun."
I still wanna see Furiosa. I'll see it eventually. Alright, Ripley from Alien versus Sarah Connor from Terminator. I got Ripley.
Ripley.
I'm gonna go Ripley, just because Sarah Connor has so many bad iterations. I mean, T2 Sarah Connor is fucking badass and dope.
But also, Ripley's good even in the bad Alien
That's what
movies.
I'm saying. All of her portrayals are good, even if the movie's shit.
Yeah. Neo versus Luke Skywalker. Damn.
I would say probably
Luke
Luke
by a
as
mile.
well. I think he's
Neo, but
such a more beloved character.
yeah. Gandalf versus Dumbledore.
Gandalf.
Gandalf,
Easy.
easy. Dumbledore has a lot of characterization problems where he just like, first of
I'll
all,
stand
does
up
awful shit.
I'll stand up to this blasphemy. I got Dumbledore, and we'll let Blake be the pivotal vote.
No, I got Gandalf hands down. I'm reading Lord of the Rings for the first time in like 20 years. I forgot just how wonderful it is.
How long?
Gandalf hands down.
How long? Alright, Black Panther versus Wonder Woman. The newest version, whatever. Uh,
I really enjoyed Wonder Woman, and I don't think it was in large part because Gal is a great actress. I think it was just a solid movie. I have not seen Black Panther, so I would say probably of those two, the person from Black Panther. If it's literally just like Gal Gadot's portrayal, then yeah.
I was going to say, they've done some major, I wouldn't say character assassination, but the first Wonder Woman was very good, except the ending wasn't great. And part of it was because of Gal Gadot's portrayal, in my opinion. That like she has one
Stoicness.
well, yeah, and like she comes across as naive, I think, in a lot of
yeah.
stuff. And it's great for this. It's just like Neo. Like it's like this was so in her wheelhouse, they knocked it out of the park with the casting. They did not know where to take it from there, and they didn't know how she fit into like Justice League and stuff, and they didn't know how her second movie she would evolve. And so like yeah, all that was really bad. But T'Challa, I think he has a similar problem of in Civil War, he's the most interesting character. He has interesting like motivations, and he's portrayed really, really well. And it's not just I don't know if
They
y'all have seen other movie with Chadwick Boseman, but he's a good actor. Like he can do more than just the African Prince. He's very good, or he was very good. And so, but in his movie, they just give him nothing to do. Like
but
he's the least
this
interesting character.
this is the way good writing works, and I've planned out this entire podcast because we call this a callback. Who is the most interesting person in Black Panther?
Michael B. Jordan,
There we go.
Killmonger.
There we
Yeah,
go. This is a Michael
right?
B.
Like,
Jordan
but
episode.
yeah. Well, and also like I've seen this criticism a lot, and I felt it too. Like Michael B. Jordan is the absolute best part of that movie, and it's because they just sidelined T'Challa for like 90% of it. And I get why you have fucking lightning in a bottle like going off, but it doesn't make me love Black Panther more.
And that was, like, the tipping point for that hairstyle too. Now everybody memes the hairstyle, but they just call it, like, Killmonger hair, but, like, it was
Yeah.
peak, you know what I'm saying? It was, like, lined
It
up.
was.
Yeah, I'm gonna equally go T'Challa from Black Panther. I think, so he goes forward, I think, because we all 3 chose him, right? I agree with everything that everybody said. The thing and I'm not trying to be insensitive, the thing that, T'Challa has going for him is that he got biggied, and so he died, like, on top, and so he was, like, arguably the most successful and, like, most anticipated movie of, like, the MCU. Like, Black Panther was insane. Um, so yeah, it's just and Gal Gadot had time to fuck it up, and she did.
And DC let her down, and she let them down by being bad at acting. Like it was just
Everyone dropped the
bad.
ball there, and I can even actually, I will go on a ledge and say, even if Chadwick Boseman had lived, he wouldn't have fucked it up that bad. Like, because he can act like you're saying, he could act.
Marvel wouldn't have even if he was like, "I wanna fuck it up this bad," Marvel would have been like, "No, you're not allowed
Yeah,
to. We won't
like
let that
yeah, they would've gave him some sort of, like, drinking problem or something. So
happen."
that's the end of that section. Now we go to and this will go a lot quicker as we close in. The last section, we got cops and shit, thrillers, cops.
And shit.
Clarice Starling from Silence of the Lamb versus Marge Gunderson from Fargo. So,
Didn't they both win Academy Awards for Best Actress in this role? Like this
yeah.
might be the most actual
Th
1-to-1 of any of these. I've
and
not seen Fargo, but I think Clarice Starling's like more in the zeitgeist 30 years later.
It it's unfortunate that once again she's the
I think that's mostly due, but is it because of Hannibal Lecter and the scenes with that and the Anthony Hopkins portrayal just elevated
I
her as
I was
well?
about
Like,
to
is
say,
it just rising tides rise all ships with that movie? I think
befo
I haven't seen it, so I can't say, but I'm trying not to be biased. That I think could be the case here.
before Ben goes, just so because I assume you're voting silence. I'll go Marge Gunderson, so it'll be 1-to-1. I just think that I agree with everything you said, and I think that it is more Hannibal Lecter. Like, she's freaking wonderful, legendary performance, but it's just like, I just am in love with, Marge Gunderson. Like, the final scene where she goes, I just told Ben this the other day, but when they're riding in the car and she goes, "And it's a beautiful day," or something like that. To me, that's just one of the best freaking lines ever written. Like, it's so encapsulate the entire character in, like, a thesis to round it up, but you don't even have like, it doesn't feel forced or whatever, it's just a perfect line. So it's like, I just think she's carries the movie. Ben?
I agree with everything I agree with what you're both saying, but I agree with what you're saying, Zach. Especially that final scene, I think does a bunch of heavy lifting, um, just to like wrap up the whole story. It's yeah, but guys, I've never told y'all this, but I feel very, very similar to Silence of the Lambs. How I feel about Jaws. I love that
Shit's
fucking
perfect.
movie. I fucking love that movie. Like, oh my god, when he like wears the dude's face out of the elevator and shit. Oh my god. And I know that's all Hannibal stuff. So yeah, but no, I love it. I think it's fucking amazing. So I'm gonna go with Silence of the Lambs, Clarice. And also, something needs to be said for how Hannibal Lecter just says Clarice. So, adds character somehow.
I
Had it
feel
not
like
been for the name.
I feel like this is the most indie bro take ever. I'm sorry in advance, but it's just I agree with what y'all are saying. I feel like the Coens don't get enough recognition as being, like, freaking just amazingly unique. I don't you hate to phrase it with unique, but, like, they are some of the great American filmmakers, and granted, they're getting really, really old, but it's just like they've put out some fucking heaters.
Yeah, the other day I watched The Big Lebowski. That's Coen Brothers, right? Big
Yep,
Lebowski.
yep, yep.
Yeah, I watched that the other day, and because I just saw a clip on YouTube, and I was like, "Damn, that is a good movie. I need to go back and watch it." And guess what? Still really good.
And even No Country that we started the list with, like, they're really, really good, and they're, like, serious directors, that,
But they're
like,
but
will
they're fun and funny and stuff like yeah.
exactly, that's exactly where I was going, where it's just, like, they're serious, but, like, not, I don't know, Oscar bait serious. It's like The Big Lebowski's a serious movie. It's a serious movie, you know what I'm saying? But it's, like, the most unserious serious movie. It's like a
Yeah.
noir, it's like a noir Ricky Bobby movie, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, it feels like all their movies just have really fun twists to them, even if they're very serious. I mean, look at No Country for Old Men. It's still kind of a fun movie because it's just so wild. Like, it's
Yeah. And even the way they just, like, kill him off screen and everything, it's all just very, like, playfully I don't know. You can tell
glib, I would say.
yeah. Glib's a very good word to describe the Coens. Alright, next we got Jason Bourne versus James Bond, and this is the Daniel Craig because it's the only one I know.
I love Daniel Craig's James Bond, and I've only seen one of the Bourne movies, the first one, and I didn't super like it.
It's been 15 years or more since I watched a Bourne movie, but I think Daniel Craig is probably better as James Bond than Matt Damon is as Jason Bourne. Just
I agree.
Then Matt
yeah.
Damon is at James Bond
Well,
in a
but
different
yeah, I
movie.
mean, like we're looking at basically like B version James Bond to begin
Yeah.
with, so yeah, like
And if we took
definitely
Matt Damon and what's the movie where he's in space by himself?
The Martian.
If you take Matt Damon's Martian versus James Bond, Daniel Craig, I'm taking The Martian. Matt Damon, amazing actor, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
That's what I mean. It's good acting, but Jason Bourne is just a B version of the
And
Bond.
I just
Is
feel like
sorry, that
that's
was
just
I should have just said like it's the same character but worse.
yeah, and it's just like I feel like that wasn't the editing, the directing, the style, it just didn't. Yeah,
I
the
think those
acting.
feel very 2000s
Well, it
in
started
a
shaky
bad
cam.
sense.
It
Yeah,
started shaky cam, like, for action stuff.
Yeah, as a way to kind of trick the eye as to what's
And
really
I
happening.
Well, and I don't even think it's necessarily that movie's fault that we look at it so badly now because it was innovative at the time, but, like, it just got used, like you said, to just cover up sloppy action scenes and stuff, and
like
so now we
blatant
all kind of
reject.
yeah, so now we're all a little repulsed by it, I think, but at the time, it was innovative, so I don't wanna knock it too hard for that, but it makes it hard to watch now, in my opinion.
Yeah. Jules from Pulp Fiction versus Kaiser Soze.
Jules. Not just because Kevin Spacey's a pedophile either.
Yeah. I mean, Jules is the coolest character in Pulp Fiction, but yeah, Kaiser Soze is, like, cool for the plot, but, like, not actually a cool character.
Zach, our, that restaurant I took you to that one day, the, like, bar restaurant thing, their cheeseburgers are called Royales with cheese.
I love that shit. Um, apparently there's a famous band called Zeta's Dead or something like that. Um, alright, now we got Sherlock Holmes, Robert Downey Jr. versus Batman, Christian Bale. This is a detective.
I'm gonna go Sherlock.
RDJ?
Yeah,
I was
I
thinking that as well. It's been a while since I watched those, but I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I got Sherlock as well, I think.
Batman's just I know I keep saying this, the least interesting part of that movie, of
Yeah,
most of the movie.
and RDJ is just hitting on all cylinders with Sherlock.
It and I don't know if y'all like, Guy Ritchie, um, the director. I really like his action stuff. I mean, like Heat and, Sherlock Holmes, like, the way he films action scenes are so cool, and, yeah, just has such a unique flavor in the Sherlock Holmes movie, and I think it just adds so much to the character of Sherlock Holmes, like, in that movie.
I think I've only seen Sherlock Holmes by Guy Ritchie. I don't think I've seen anything else, but I really like it. I'll have to watch it then.
You
Alright,
should watch
alright, now we'll go back down the list. Hans Landa versus the Joker.
uh,
Have you seen Inglourious Basterds, Blake? Fuck.
no,
this
I
is
haven't, so
tough.
that makes it difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm down to go Joker, to have something, like, watched in the next round, but to me, it's a total toss-up. Having a cop out like that makes it way easier, so
Yeah. I also just if we're being completely honest, I think I just am more entertained when Joker's on screen, I think, because it's like, I think The Dark Knight is a not a great movie if you take out the Joker scenes, and Inglourious Basterds with, Brad Pitt is still fucking
there's
amazing.
still a lot of interesting characters, even if they're not as interesting as Landa.
Yeah, and Hans Landa is, like, playing off of, like, for instance, the last scene where he, like, goes, "My masterpiece," and then it cuts up, like, the 4th film by Quentin Tarantino or whatever. Yeah, so that's, like, probably my favorite moment of the entire film is which is kinda bad to say the ending, but, yeah, so let's go the Joker. Alright, Patrick Bateman versus Darth Vader.
It's Vader for me. Both really good, but I'm gonna go Darth.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'll agree. Alright, Travis Bickle versus Tony Montana. I already know y'all are gonna say Tony Montana, and I agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tony Montana.
Haven't seen neither. I still think yeah.
Yeah. Just based off vibes. Captain Jack Sparrow versus the Bride from Kill Bill.
It's been so long since I watched Kill Bill. Well, both of them. I'm leaning Jack Sparrow, but I'm not strong either way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jack Sparrow. I mean, both really good, but Jack Sparrow is just like that. It makes that first movie, and you just have only straight men around him. Like you have Orlando Bloom playing the most like cliche romantic boy ever. You have what's Keira
The,
Knightley playing the most emotionless like, and you just have this fucking rock star in the middle of it. You have Keith Richards just like I don't know. I think it's really fun.
Yeah, um, the only thought experiment I had, because 'cause I'll agree with what you're saying, could anyone else play Jack Sparrow, and could anyone not that this is actually part of, like, the logic, I didn't write this out as criteria, but I just thought, like and I think I really, really, really like, I can't remember her name, Uma Thurman, uh, but it's like you probably could have found maybe a couple other people to play that role, maybe not as well, but, like, no one could even get close to what, he did in Pirates. So, yeah, I'll go Captain Jack Sparrow. Um, Ripley versus Luke Skywalker. I got Ripley, fuck Luke Skywalker.
But yeah, Ripley. I think Luke Skywalker also has like main character syndrome of like the plot happens to him, especially in the first movie. Um, and then he also has a lot of uneven portrayals, like just throughout.
For sure. Alright, Gandalf versus T'Challa?
Gandalf.
Gandalf, baby.
Gandalf.
Yeah, not close.
Um, yeah, sorry. Uh, alright, Clarice Sterling versus James Bond, Daniel Craig. Got Clarice.
I'm gonna go Daniel Craig.
I was actually thinking Daniel Craig because I'm going back to my point. I feel like Clarice was just benefited by Anthony Hopkins more than. I mean, she amazing, amazing, wonderful, but there's another thing in there with her, I think.
Well, who's the guy from Doctor Strange? The guy from the Hannibal series? Um, Let me look it up. The bad guy in Casino Royale. I'm looking it up. Mads Mikkelsen. Uh, I think Daniel Craig is actually very benefited by Mad Mikkelsen hitting him in the balls repeatedly with that rope. So
Is a good actor. Um, yeah, I just kinda showed my bias there. I'm not a huge James Bond fan. It's fine. Alright, next we got Jules from Pulp Fiction versus, Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock
Jules,
Holmes versus Jules. Damn.
Jules.
I
Jules.
I'll agree. Alright,
I love Jules.
now we got the Joker versus Darth Vader.
Joker.
I got the Joker.
Hmm.
I'm not a Star Wars fan.
No, no, I'm trying to defer to cultural relevance. I don't enjoy Star Wars at all.
Yeah, I'm not a big Star Wars person.
I have not watched them. I will preface my ignorance with I have not watched them, but
I watched a little bit, and I'm going cultural significance a bit too, but, also bias. So Tony Montana versus Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh, I feel like they're so similar, kind of in a way. Like I so I'm gonna go with Tony Montana just because he doesn't start off the story as Tony Montana, and then like it's his gradual like downfall that like makes him the cocaine addict that we all know. And so I
I'll
kind of love that, whereas Jack Sparrow is just Jack Sparrow.
I'll go Jack Sparrow to tie it 1-1. I've never been
uh,
a hu Go ahead.
I haven't seen Scarface, so
Okay, we can
should
go Jack
that put me
Sparrow
in an
then.
awkward position. I think I like Jack Sparrow. That just to me is kind of an iconic role of the mid 2000s. I
Yeah.
mean, Scarface has
We'll go Jack
persisted for
Sparrow
50
because we
years
all
though,
know it,
so
and like I said, I'm not a huge Scarface fan, so I'm fine with that. Ellen Ripley versus Gandalf. Fuck.
Gandalf. Yeah, I'm gonna go Gandalf. Uh,
I'll go Ripley.
Gandalf.
the thing I love about Gandalf is that, like, it seems like Dumbledore always has a plan, but then, like, when you zoom out, it's like, wait, a lot of this just fell into place. Like, he didn't really come up with a lot of this. Gandalf, it feels like he always has a plan, and it's all like he's always maybe not has it under control because not panics, but like he gets stressed and stuff, but like he always just like figures it out, and you always have that confidence in him. I feel like.
I assume you're gonna go Gandalf, Blake.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Alright, next we got, also my Lord of the Rings hates, rearing its head. I'm really, really, really it may be it's been a while since I've done this, but, like, maybe top 10 Alien, the first one. Like, it's so freaking perfect. I love it, love it, love it. Um, so, yeah, I'm not just blowing smoke. Granted, the other 2 Aliens are kinda shit, but because I don't like the second one as much as most
Have
people.
you seen the new one?
No, I want to, though.
I heard it's pretty good, and I heard it is pretty much just the first movie, so
Yeah, but just with a little bit of expanded concepts or whatever, like, yeah, I watched a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Alright, James Bond versus Jules from Pulp Fiction.
I think Jules still.
Jules. Yeah, he's such a well-written character, and I mean, the portrayal is wonderful.
Damn, we're not gonna beat the fucking Tarantino podcast or whatever, Tarantino fan club podcast allegations.
So, I was talking to Zach about this the other day. I think it goes back on my Tony Montana point, but I love how Stephen King, like, he sets up worlds and he doesn't explain a lot of shit, and he's just like, "This is just how it is." And Jules is kinda like that, I feel like, where it's you get no backstory or anything, it's just like, "This is just who he is," and that's kinda fucking dope and serious or whatever.
He's just like he's got that thing that the Joker does where it's like he's just the center of every scene, and, like, uh, it's written like that, it's acted like that, it's just like everybody knew the assignment and delivered, so it's just like, yeah, um, sick as fuck. Alright, the Joker versus Jack Sparrow.
Joker. Joker.
Joker.
Christopher Nolan fan club is alive and well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Alright, Gandalf versus Jules, and I'll start by going Jules.
I think Jules as well.
I think Jules also.
Spicy take.
He's way more entertaining, than
Yeah.
Gandalf.
Alright, now we got the Joker versus Jules from Pulp Fiction.
Joker still. I think that's, like, my favorite character of all time.
I'll go Jules from Pulp Fiction and leave it at the top, like
Uh, I'm I need to rewatch both of them. I haven't watched either in 5 years at least. Hold on.
they're both they're both the best part of one of the best movies of all time. Oh,
Jules just plays a significantly smaller role, I feel like, because like, Pulp Fiction is so cut up, like, not in a bad way, but, like, there's just a lot of stuff going on, whereas, like, in you obviously have Two-Face in The Dark Knight, but it's like an afterthought. It's because of the Joker. Like, it's something
and
he
even the
directed.
Joker, they have scenes together.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's kinda what finally pushes Two-Face over the edge is his scene with the Joker.
I was hoping there'd be some type of definitive criteria, like quantitatively. I was looking, so they're both on screen roughly a third of the movie.
That
Each of
I was
their
actually gonna
runtimes is
mention that, like, oh,
each of their runtimes is roughly 150 minutes, and Joker's on screen around 45 to 50, and it's 50 to 55. So like, I was hoping there'd be some just like heavy ratio. I don't know. Like, I'm inclined to say Pulp Fiction. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't want to reveal my bias though, because I'm a huge Chris Nolan fan. And The Dark Knight's like one of my top five.
I think even looking culturally, I don't know. It's so hard. I think the thing that the Joker doesn't have going for it is that the Joker by itself is such an iconic character, and so you lump, like, the animated series, um,
There's a little
Jack
bit of forward momentum when you're coming into it.
Jack
Or
Nicholson.
or it may be working against you. I mean, when Joker first was revealed as Heath Ledger, a lot of people were really upset about the casting choices, and so like it was an uphill battle. I've waffled back and forth. I think I enjoy Jules' portrayal more, just maybe because I've watched the Joker more. I'm a little desensitized to it. I mean, it's super close. I'll say Pulp Fiction, Jules, like by 2%, 3%.
Argue with I would like I said, I
Like
like
just their one-to-one portrayals. I think I enjoy watching him act as Jules more.
yeah.
But I've not seen it as much. I'm going back. I think I'm desensitized.
I think if we're to go which one I think which that's why I did want this to be super serious. If we're getting, like, by the criteria, like, if we laid out, like, hard criteria of, like, which one's a better performance, then I think the Joker's a better performance. But if we're going, like, which one do I just like more, like,
And which
I
one does more, like, within the plot, and I don't know, there's a lot to be said about Jules, I think.
well, and it's just like I
His
just
arc, he has an arc, whereas the Joker doesn't.
and I just like cut
Not an
on
arc, but at least
I
a
cut on Pulp Fiction all the time and just love him the entire movie. And it's kind of like you're talking about with the Joker, where it's like I still think it's the best parts of the movie, but I'm just like I'm Dark Knighted out. You know what I'm saying? I watched it over and over and over for years.
I
And so
literally used to fall asleep to it every night in college, so,
yeah.
like, I that's my bias is super heavy against it, just I'm so familiar with it.
Yeah, it's like judging Sevenfold albums or something where I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I've waded into this minutia so much, I have nothing of value to add to anything. I can
I can compare one Sevenfold album to the other, but to compare a Sevenfold album to somebody other, like a Kanye album, it's like
Mhm.
I don't know. Like
Yeah, exactly. I could pontificate forever, but yeah, I'll say Jules just for I enjoy his character a little more, and I think it does a little bit more within the story.
Yeah. No, I totally fine with that. Completely agree with y'all. Uh, the only counter argument I have is the Joker is such a looming presence off screen. Like,
Oh yeah, and the strings he's pulling to set it in motion with the mob, and that's kind of the catalyst for the first part of the movie. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of
and so like even when like we talked about like the screen time's relatively the same. Even when the Joker is not on screen, what are the characters talking about? The Joker. And like
here's
I
here's an interesting question. Which one do you think is written better? Maybe it's not interesting, but The Dark Knight or Pulp Fiction?
Probably Pulp Fiction. I think The Dark Knight asks a lot of questions that it doesn't super have the answer to, and I think Christopher Nolan does that a lot, which is cool, but at the same time, like, feels like he doesn't always have a lot to say about these things, he just wants to bring them up. But I think a movie it's great to leave it up to the audience to describe d or, like, discuss and all that, but at the same time, I think, like, any movie can bring up stuff and you get what I mean? Like, for instance, Batman
it's hard to ask the question as it is to do something.
yeah, like Batman with the big surveillance thing, and Lucius Fox is like, "I won't work here anymore," and he's like, "Cool, we're blowing it up. We're just, we're using this huge government oversight for just this one good thing," and
One
it's
and
like,
done, and it's all good.
yeah, and
Yeah,
like there's no like,
it does kind of fuck the argument that Dark Knight is a trilogy, and so like you're saying, some stuff just doesn't get answered, and some stuff gets answered later. As you were talking, my mind immediately went to, and Blake, y'all can both give y'all's thoughts on this because I don't want to take back the question, but I think maybe Inception would be a better one-to-one comparison to Pulp Fiction because it's like original characters and it's kind of more of a breakout movie. And I would have a hard time
standalone.
between the yeah, I would have a hard time between the two of those. I I don't want to be contrary, but also I do love Tarantino. But like I just think that I'll say it's even, and most people would probably say it's blasphemy, but I just really think that Inception is one of like the great triumphs of like big blockbuster cinematic writing over the past 30 years or whatever.
I agree. I think it's incredibly impressive that they made an audience care about that story.
And made it like coherent for everyone to watch because it's like they visualized the time going by different and stuff. Like it's things you just take for granted that like you can write out, but to really like do it as a movie, it's so fucking cool and like so brilliantly. I think I don't remember who it was, but they always use maybe a Scorsese, but like uses Hitchcock's Vertigo of like the medium like matches the message. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like the medium, like what is Vertigo? Like almost like un like not being able to find your balance. And what is the plot? The plot every 2 seconds is taking another turn where you feel like you're in a horror movie, and then you're in this type of movie, and now you're in this type of movie. And it almost feels like it's like jumping the shark at a point. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like um, I feel like Inception does that where it visualizes the medium so much that it's like, only a writer director could write that the same way that Pulp Fiction was, where it's like you had to have it, like, so in your head of, like, the way it all cuts together and, like, fits, like the montage just had to be, like, in Chris Nolan's head as he was writing it, and to me, that's just, like, pure like, it couldn't be a book or something. You could write it as a book, but it hits completely different, showing the slow motion car falling down as this is going in normal speed versus the like you know what I'm saying, like, all the different things is just so like I don't know how to describe it other than, like, perfect for the medium. It's it's like the movies were made to make that like, slow motion was made to tell that story.
Yeah, have y'all seen Tenet?
Yes.
Okay, so Tenet is what happens when you have Inception and you don't write it as well. And so
Yeah.
I think it makes Inception look even better, where you're like it's exactly what you're saying where I feel like that movie, he over focused on the medium as the message and the visuals and stuff
Well,
of, like,
trying
the
to
reverse.
combine the medium and the like, he was, it's trying to make them one.
Yeah, 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 and it just doesn't do a good enough job because it's just not written as well, and so it's very confusing. There's a lot of, like, leaps in logic, and leaps in logic are perfectly fine as long as I saw this the other day, someone said, "TV shows teach you how to watch them as you're watching them." Um, and movies are the same. They put you in this world and they tell you the rules or whatever, how things work, and Inception was so good at that, and Tenet wasn't as good, and that's why people think that Tenet is bad or not as great, and Inception is a masterpiece.
I'll let you talk, but before you go, I'll just say that, I'm like I said, not trying to be controversial, but I think Inception more people probably walk away from Inception understanding the movie and the point of it. And I think a lot of people get, distracted by the style in Pulp Fiction, and they don't, get the movie. They walk away confused. So I think if we're just going, like I said, not putting, rock solid criteria makes us very amorphous, but I think I'll go with, Inception's probably a better, overall script for the masses. I probably, stand out about Pulp Fiction more, but, I like abstract things, so I think for the general audience, Inception is probably, as abstract, but, visually explaining it as you can get, just, but, very complex. And even talking about stuff that I would just, completely nerd out about dreams and, subconscious and stuff like that, it's just so freaking taking those
Dilation
concepts
and
yeah, it's taking those concepts and, actually making it tangible for everybody to, understand and be on the same page and not have to, read a bunch of books or some shit, so
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything. They're so different, and just the blockbuster experience that Inception offered and the visuals that it offered, I think are, like you're saying, just something that only a writer director could do in that way. And it is a lot more accessible for I mean, it's got time travel, it's got dreams, like subconscious manipulation, and it's very easy to follow. Even if you miss the minutia of it, like what layer are they in or whatever, it's pretty like straightforward as to what's happening.
well, it's
And
like,
even
don't
the
it's wrote so brilliantly that it's like, "What's the goal? Don't die." Oh, yeah, duh.
yeah, yeah, no, like the vehicle that's moving us forward is like the oldest thing in the book is like the dude wants his dad's approval or whatever, and so the vehicle that moves us forward is very simple, and it allows this world building that's really like you're saying, we're put into this chair and we're told to watch, and we'll understand the rules as it goes, and that's I don't know.
Christopher
Having a
Nolan
simple vehicle allows us to explore it. I think Interstellar does a very good job as well when it starts messing with the black hole and the dilation and all that. Even if you don't really understand the minutia, then you walk away sad and oh, he loved her and it was magic and it did it. It doesn't it matters, but it matters a little less. And I think you're right when people get lost in the stylization and the characters in Pulp Fiction are a little cooler and the dialogue's a little sharper and it's very slickly shot. It's I don't know. It feels like a greasy cheeseburger with it's fucking good,
That's
but
such a
it's good in a
good
different way.
that's such a good description. The greasy cheeseburger.
So yeah, they're so different, but I would say to me, Inception and Interstellar, for the same reasons, I think work better,
and
or not work better, but I prefer them in this context, I guess, as we're talking about it.
and Christopher Nolan, he does this sometimes where he'll introduce a concept and then he'll say, "It doesn't matter." Like, just
That's not really
you're
it.
along
Just go with it. It doesn't matter.
you're along for the ride. Like Inception, like you said, the vehicle driving them forward is don't die. And for part of the movie, they're like, you can die in dreams and it's fine, you wake up. But then the whole last third or half of the movie, they explain, okay, if you die now,
They
you
really ease you
fucking
in as
die.
well with the idea that Cobb got lost in the what's it called
The
for
limbo,
a
yeah.
while. But that wouldn't have made sense, and the gravity of it wouldn't have made sense had they, I don't know. We needed like an hour plus to get to that point of understanding like how this works, and oh, you can die in the dream, and it's I don't know. Yeah.
It's just a vehicle for cool scenes. Like, it's
Hmm.
it's literally just a vehicle to be like, "Y'all wanna do, like, a snow Arctic ops
Also, I
thing?"
was gonna
Yeah.
say all the action scenes are like fairly stereotypical, and they're just action scenes from an adventure movie. Like, oh, we're in the snow, we're skiing, and there's snipers. Oh,
Yeah.
we're in a car chase, and there's snipers, and we're going off a bridge, and there's guns. Like, but it works so well because it's very simple to follow as the audience. Like, there's all this extra stuff, but like visually, the action is very nice to look at, and it's very simple.
I could go I've said this, we've had this conversation, and I may go back and change my mind because just fuck logic, but, like well, and there's also my opinion versus which I think is, like, more successful, but I think Inception and Interstellar, like, they're an interesting pair/case study, and I think that Inters or, Inception is the better movie, and I've said it many times because it's like, I think a lot of people, even though you tell them it doesn't matter, because it's at such a pivotal spot of the film, people feel like they're supposed to be getting something that they're not,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. You definitely stumble in the with that emotional climax with trying to get lost in like how is this
but
happening.
But you're 100% correct on that, like, we're following the emotional gap, so it's like or the emotional journey, so it's like, you cannot even fully understand what the fuck happened and be confused and still cry, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, the father-daughter." So, I do think that Interstellar is, like, an interesting, almost like antithesis to Inception because it does so good on the, like, family just the, making you care, getting to your feelings. So, for some reason, I still do think that Inception's a better movie for, like, what it is of, like, pure just action or whatever, like you said, it's like James Bond except better. Like like
Literally, that's how I've always viewed it. Is just like this is my favorite type of action movie. It's cerebral. There's a degree of like intelligence. I don't enjoy like bland action, just like shoot 'em up movies. So this is like so good to me.
exactly, exact thing.
It's hit all those nodes that people enjoy from the action, but there's still like the really
And
cool.
and it's like we talked about Michael Bay with, like, Transformers or something where it's like, because Nolan can sometimes get too lost in certain things, this covers up all his weaknesses, and you don't need to have an amazing, character arc for everybody if it's an amazing action movie, you just need the one of the father and son and being able to echo that throughout the thing that they're actually doing and, like, the meta thing of him trying to get back to his kids, so, um, it can feel kind of, like, archetypal or whatever, but it's fine because it's an action movie and we're going at 100 miles an
Yeah,
hour.
that's what I mean. A lot of the in a vacuum abstract, a lot of the things are very like archetypical.
Well,
The
and
man wants his son back, and
I've always been kinda confused, I guess. Not super confused, but, people will say, like, Inception is, like, this very incredible cerebral movie and stuff, and it kind of is, but like y'all are saying, it's very cliché, it's very, the story is simple, and that doesn't make it bad. Like, I think it makes it better. There is all this set dressing around it, but, like, the story it's telling is simple.
Yeah, I think the brilliant thing about Inception and the brilliant thing about a lot of movies is that, it's like when you say this is a horror movie, but it's, like, not really a horror movie. Like, for instance, Scream. Scream's a horror movie, but it's more of, like, a parody fun movie. Like, it's if you're into horror, you're gonna be laughing a majority of the time with Scream. And so and, I'm not saying always, sometimes there's just, like, heaters down the down fastballs down the fucking plate, uh, uh, uh Texas Chainsaw Massacre, sorry, I couldn't get that out. Or like Jaws or something where it's just like very you get what you pay for. But it's like my point is that Inception does a really, really, really freaking good job of feeling like a smart movie, but don't have to be smart to understand it, and it's really not that smart. So it's like has the veneer of like a horror movie, like Scream or whatever, but is like underneath a parody. This is like the veneer of a smart movie, but really it's just James Bond.
so is it the
People
Big Bang Theory of James Bond movies?
Yes, this is like the idea of a smart person's movie. This is like 2001, except like, what if it was James Bond and what if I don't know, there was hot girls? Like,
Um, I've said this forever that League of Legends players' favorite movie is Inception,
for sure.
because League of Legends players, like, have this obsession with feeling smarter than other people, but,
Yeah.
like, League of Legends is a very simple game at the end of the day, and, it's, like, the same thing with this where, like, that air of superiority for, like, "Yeah, I get the movie." Like
It's
yeah.
the Rick and Morty syndrome.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's just like it gets brought up like by cinema bros And, like, it's just it's kind of became in the negative sense, like Inception, I think.
It's almost like a me
Slightly
like
tarnished by its cultural relevance. It's a
yeah,
meme kinda.
yeah, yeah. I
I
agree.
just realized somebody that I left off the list. I think it was just to take the spot of somebody, I don't remember, but,
The duplicate Joker with Kaiser Sosa.
no, it was
Sosa.
gonna be Leonardo DiCaprio from Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan
Ooh,
Belfort.
That was
that's a
another
really
movie
good
I was gonna
character.
bring up when, I was saying that you were talking about how people, like, don't understand Pulp Fiction sometimes, like, 'cause it
Oh, they're missing the point of the movie.
yeah, 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 and, like, Wolf of Wall Street is just that, like, so all my students think Wolf of Wall Street is the best movie of all time, you know?
Well, I think American Psycho is the same thing too, right? It's a lot of people that like it miss the point of it entirely, and like the critical nature, like the finance bros that emulate the Wolf of Wall Street mindset, like have missed the point entirely.
Okay, we've had this on the
Sorry, man, I
podcast.
cut you off. I had to.
No, no,
I
that's
love the
exact
American Psycho comparison as
no,
well.
I
It's just
completely agree,
Patrick Bateman is the same.
We've
I
had this
completely agree.
conversation on the podcast, and I agree. I'm never gonna say that some certain people don't get the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll concede that. But here is my hot take: is that because I am this person where I really like consuming media that almost like, just to like, not this is exactly it, but just staying on topic, like, if I was a finance bro, I would like Wolf of Wall Street probably the most, and I would get exactly what it's
For
talking
sure.
about. The fact that every one of these motherfuckers are heathens, you know what I'm saying? And I would like finance because I'm a fucking heathen, and I know I'm going to hell, but fuck it, you know what I'm saying? It's the same reason why
It revels in the debauchery, and a lot of people do just accept that about themselves of like, I recognize myself, I want that level of
There's
debauchery.
there was a point in rap and everything where people would reference Tony Montana and you don't want it to be Tony Montana, and especially since, like, the early days of rap, people have rapped about Tony Montana aspirationally, and they've seen it and it's like, oh, like, Anthony Fantano take, "Well, I guess they haven't seen the end of Scarface." No, they have. You know what I'm saying? They 100% get exactly what it's talking about, and they don't give a shit, and that's the point, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the point of, like yeah, so I think arguably a lot of people that watch Wolf of Wall Street are equally doing cocaine and horrible things and probably get the downfall of the movie, you know what I'm saying? They just don't care, or that's like the endorphins they get from the movie is like almost seeing something it's like dark comedy, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I don't know.
I agree. I agree with
So
that.
but like I said, not obviously plenty of people don't understand Fight Club, plenty of people don't understand, American Psycho, you know what I'm saying? I'm never,
I mean,
anything with
not me,
subtext.
I've I've understood every movie I've ever watched completely.
My
I
favorite
have
movie is
perfect media
2001.
literacy thanks to the public schools of Arkansas.
Yeah, yeah. You can tell how intelligent I am because my favorite movie is 2001: A Space Odyssey, and only smart people choose that, so means my IQ is probably 10.
2001, The Matrix, and I don't know. It's another science bro movie.
I I try to keep mine not too cliche, but the 3 I always give are, Vertigo, 2001, and Mulholland Drive, and it's because I try to, like, survey the you don't wanna seem too much like a fucking, like, I am smart, I like 2001, but you also don't wanna seem too, like, gay. So so you can't say all David Lynch movies or else you're 100% gay. Um,
It's the
yeah,
same thing with me, like, I pretty much tell everyone my favorite film is, um, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and it's,
yeah,
like, top 3 or 4, but, like, my other ones are, like, The Dark Knight, Inception,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I know that says a lot about me. Sometimes I keep that to myself.
You're like top 3: Endgame, Infinity War, Age of Ultron. Just back
No,
to
and what's funny is, like, my other top movies are, like, Seven, which I think is great, but then it is, like, Endgame, one of them.
I like to be
Logan, like
yeah. I like to be sophisticated and be like, "Bro, 7, that's so childishly written, anyone can understand that." I like Zodiac, you know what I'm saying? But if we're being completely honest, you know what I'm saying, I got basic bitch taste. I'm like, "What's in a box?" Like, all that shit. I'm like,
yeah,
"You
I
got me."
can't help it. I can't help it.
So we just spent 2 hours, figuring out that we have the most basic taste in movies possible for some fucking 30-year-old men, so, alright. It's been real and it's been fun.
Millennial white guy taste? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much this in a
We're
nutshell.
like we're like, "We haven't watched any good movies, but do y'all wanna just talk about fucking"
I will say, hey, have y'all ever watched Conan the Barbarian, Arnold movie?
I haven't. Is it good?
Yeah,
Doesn't seem
eh,
like a Blake movie.
eh.
No, isn't there
It's
somebody famous? Is it like not Chris Nolan, but somebody wants to do Conan the Barbarian. Maybe it's Kubrick wanted to do it? I don't remember.
I don't know, it was from what I know, it's based off like a comic book series or something, and Arnold it was like one of Arnold's first roles because he still hadn't really got his dialect under control, and so it didn't have a lot of speaking parts. And it's like pretty basic story. Like camp gets it takes place like in a mythical world pre like the sinking of Atlantis, but it's supposed to still be in our world. But it's just kind of a revenge story. He gets his village gets pillaged, he gets kidnapped and sold into like slavery, and then he grows up and like comes back and he's pissed. It's kind of like I don't know, allegorical for Jesus, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
The Book of Revelation version of Jesus, where like he's back and he's vengeful and he's just righting all the wrongs because he's really supposed to be like the heir apparent to the whatever. It's not good or bad. It's just if you want a bland fantasy movie. That's the only film I've watched since our last podcast, so it had to be out there. I would not be doing the record faithful to not recount that.
Said I don't it wasn't Kubrick. I don't remember who it was, but somebody really, like a really good director wants to do a Conan movie, and I don't.
I think it could be really cool. I mean, the story's pretty cool. There's like magic and fantasy, and it's kind of Viking themed, visually pretty cool. Revenge story is always cool.
For sure.
I don't
Also,
know that Arnold is a great actor. There are some silly parts in it.
Yeah, probably not at that time, like, especially not at that time, probably.
the last thing I'll say just to close out, and I always say this, that I'm hopefully gonna watch more movies, but, like, I just find myself watching so much fucking YouTube, and so much of it's, like, stuff that I feel is, like, halfway beneficial, so, like, lighting tutorials and stuff like that, so you just watch it in the background, and it gives you this fake thing like you're being productive while also consuming media.
Ah, bro, that's I feel that.
Yeah,
That resonates super deep. The illusion of progress through learning more and more knowledge.
exactly. And sometimes it's helpful and sometimes it's not, and I can never find the line, but hopefully, maybe even as soon as we get off here, I'm gonna watch something. I don't know what I'm gonna watch, but y'all be prepared for my take. It's gonna be a heater take about something really interesting that I watched that I still haven't figured out what it is.
Hell yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm on pins and needles ready.
Yeah, and I still have, like, tabs up from last podcast where I said the exact same thing, and then y'all gave your recommendations, so I'll probably just go back to that group of tabs. Alright, y'all got anything else?
Nope. Thank you for podding.
We did it. Another big pod. Alright, it's been real and it's been fun. Peace, guys.
All
Later,
right,
guys.
peace, guys.